Hello, Glampreneurs. I'm DeAndra Giselle, business coach for hairstylists. And if you're thinking about opening a salon suite, you need to watch this video because I'm going to break down the 4 things you should consider before you take that leap. Hey, thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel, now is the perfect opportunity to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell. You will get notified every time a new video is uploaded. So you want to be a salon suite owner. That's awesome. Since my goal is to help you succeed in your career, I want you to consider a few things before you sign your lease agreement. Let's take a minute and break those things down. The first one is location, location, location. You want to choose a location where you can be long-term. Once you start building a clientele, you want to be consistent and stable, which means you want to be at that location for more than a few months to a year. So consider the distance between where you live to where you will work. If it's too far and you're always in traffic, that's a quick route to burnout. You should consider a closer location. And trust me, I've been there. You want to consider where most of your referrals come from, but it's not the deciding factor, but you should keep in mind because you can build your clientele faster where you already have a clientele base. However, on the other hand, if you're diligent and you're consistent, you can really build at any location. The next one is, does the company you're leasing from align with your goals and your business? Now, I've rented from 2 different salon suite companies, which shall remain nameless, but the first one didn't have a ton of amenities, but they were very flexible in my leasing terms, and it was very easy to leave when my lease was done. They were absolutely awesome and very helpful. The second location was very high end. I never washed my towels. There was a beauty supply store inside. I mean, the amenities were great, but it was an absolute nightmare when I was ready to leave. And it required me to check and double check my contract all the time because I felt like the location was out to get me when it was time to leave. You want to make sure that you read your lease thoroughly, no matter how many pages there are. Plus, there are a few things you want to think about regarding your lease. Like, what type of lease do you want to have? Do you want month to month? Do you want a 1-year lease or a 2-year lease? What are the rules when your lease is up and you're ready to move out? Will you have to pay to return your suite back to what it looked like before you moved in? Or does your deposit cover that? Do they allow you to sublease? If you want to rent a few days to someone else, is that allowed? Will your ideal client avatar feel comfortable there? And if you don't know what that is, you need to check out that video up there to go see what that means. Do they offer continued education in the location or have connections to education classes? Every hairstylist needs to continue their education no matter how long they've been in the business. The last thing you want to think about is, does the vibe fit you? When you walk in the door, how does it feel to be in that location? So go check it out, see the vibe, get a list of questions you want to ask, maybe ask the other hairstylists. Do your homework before you sign on the dotted line. Do you have the clientele? You should be pretty established before you get a suite. Established means you should have a solid clientele and you can afford your weekly rent times 3. Life happens, so that means you don't want to be barely making it every week. You want to have that money in the bank, so if you want to take a break, vacation, you can pay for your rent. You should have 3 times the amount of the rent in your business savings account. And notice I said business savings, not personal savings. You should be able to pay your rent with the services that you provide in your suite, not from another business or a second job. If your business can't afford to pay for its own overhead, you need to downsize and maybe try getting a suite at another time. You should never take money out of your own personal finances to support your business. They are separate. Number 3. Are you ready to work on your own? Suites are their own individual businesses. Even though other hairstylists work around you, it's not an environment where you can interrupt someone else's service and ask advice about a color correction. You should be able to work independently without assistance from others. If you can't do that, you should try a traditional salon environment. Number 4, do you have all the licenses necessary to open your suite? Most hairstylists don't realize that it takes more than signing a lease and getting your Cosmo license in order to legally run your business. There are a few licenses you need. Your cosmetology is one, of course, and that should be displayed openly for your clients to see. You should also have an establishment license, which is separate from your Cosmo license, and this is done by filling out forms through the Board of Cosmetology in your state. You send the necessary documents, pay the fee, and then you'll get your establishment license that needs to be renewed yearly or bi-yearly, depending on your state. When you move to another suite number, even though it's within the same building, it's technically another address. So it's going to require you to get a new establishment license and close the original license. Only one establishment license is necessary per address. So if you have a partner renting the suite with you, only one of you guys need to get the establishment license. The next one is a seller's permit. If you plan on selling products out of your suite, this is a permit you must have. For some states, it's simple, it's free. However, you must keep record of the products that you're selling for tax purposes. And then your sales tax are going to be owed at the end of the year. Then there is your business license within the city you are working in. Every state, every city is different. So you want to do some research and see what things you need to do to apply for that license. Number 4. Do you have the funds to make the suite yours? One of the most exciting things, in my opinion, is to decorate. Making your salon yours, branding it to fit your client avatar, allowing them to feel comfortable and like that environment was made just for them. However, it costs. So make sure you have budgeted that startup cost. This will include everything that needs to be done in the salon, so decor, painting, tools, products, all of those things. Get your Pinterest board ready, map out your design, and do your thing, whatever that is to you and your client avatar. But it starts with a plan and a budget. If you don't have the budget, then you may want to consider waiting for your suite. You don't want to have a plain room that looks like everyone else's. You want to make sure that you wow your guest. I know it's a lot to consider, but don't worry, take your time. There's no need to rush. If you rush into this, you might put too much strain on yourself or your business. Whatever it is, you will work it out, and if this opportunity is for you, it will be there. So let's do a little bit of a recap. Number 1 is find the right location for you based on clients, distance from your house, and your company value. Do you have enough clientele to support your overhead? Can you work on your own, or do you still need some support? Do you have all the business license necessary to ensure that you're running your business legally? And do you have the budget to design and brand your suite to make it comfortable for your clients? So I hope you will consider all of these things before you sign on the dotted line. Really take these things into consideration. Thanks so much for watching. I want to know in the comments below if there are any other questions you have about opening a salon suite. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and if this information resonated with you, share on your social media platforms. While you're at it, you can add me on Instagram. I am DeAndra Giselle, and check out my website, DeAndraGiselle.com, for tons of freebies. So, until next time, Glampreneurs, stay connected.